This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Alvarez. A very special feature here from Dubai. I am joined by Thor, the Mountain BJORNSSON, and also DEVON No Limits Larratt, who face off live on Core Sports this Saturday, September the 18th. First of all, gentlemen, how are you? DEVON?
I am feeling so fresh. Yeah, rested up from my camp. Been fed like a king here at the Oaks. Yeah, bursting at the seams.
Thor?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I just finished my last training session today. Feeling good, feeling sharp, improving every single time. I'm excited. I'm excited to show the people my improvements and get it done.
I have to explain to you both how people from outside of arm wrestling and strongman competition, how they view this, because people go to me, what's the main event this week? And I say, well, in layman's terms, it's a very famous strongman against a very famous arm wrestler. That's the best way I can actually explain it. So, first of all, and I'll start with you, Thor, why is this fight happening with DEVON, in your opinion?
Well, firstly, it's happening because Eddie Hall got injured. We needed someone to step in, and I told the people that I was willing to fight basically anyone. Just bring someone in, and here we are.
Destiny. Yeah, just like that. Stars all aligned to bring us together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DEVON, I'll ask kind of the same question to you about this.
To be honest, and fair here, just to like clarify, I was surprised when they picked DEVON because he doesn't have a whole lot of boxing background, hasn't been training it for a long time, but so haven't I. But I still though have a year and a half behind myself. He has only 5 weeks, and it takes much longer than 5 weeks to get into boxing shape. Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, it's gonna be a rough night for you.
Yeah, definitely rough night. How many? Do you have a lot of rough nights in your history, Thor?
Yeah, absolutely. I've lived my life. I've had some rough nights.
What's your roughest night?
My roughest night, that's super personal. Let's skip that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking about from a composition
No,
perspective?
I'm just saying, we talk about rough nights,
I mean, I've been boxing for a year and a half. It took me a long time to get used to being punched in the face.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It took me a long time, and I mean, it took me probably 6 months to get used to being punched in the face. I like you, but you're gonna get punched in the face on Saturday. How much can you handle? How long can you last? I'm hoping that you're just gonna go down first round because I don't want to beat you. That's the fact. That's probably the best way to do it. If I just knock you out first round, so I won't beat you up badly because we all know the more I punch you, the more pain you're gonna feel.
Yeah. So I should probably just quit.
For the fans, I wouldn't recommend that.
Right.
But yeah, do your best, man.
Yeah, I'll definitely do my best.
I know you will.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have no choice but to do my best.
I know you will.
But we've been brought to this place.
You're a warrior. And I'm excited. I'm excited.
I have no
I'm
choice.
honored to fight you.
Hey,
I'm honored.
I feel the same way.
I came once to your field.
Yeah,
arm wrestling.
That's right.
And you beat me.
You know what? I feel like
now I have the upper hand.
The universe is
time.
all about balance. It's all about balance. A great balancing is always required, for the universe to be proper. Yeah.
DEVON, let me just ask you, I'm hinting a slight bit of sarcasm from yourself regarding Thor's comments to you. Let me just bring the same question to you what I just asked Thor about. Why are we where we are now? Thor's given his version of why that, obviously due to the Eddie Hall situation. But from your perspective, why are you taking this fight with Thor?
It's interesting. I feel like it was a very quick and easy decision for me. You know, I was following the fight with Thor and Eddie very closely. I was very excited about the fight. You know, I was excited watching the transformation. I was excited to see two great athletes try this new thing, which, you know, stepping into a fight is a very special feeling. And I think that I missed that, you know. I missed that feeling where you're somewhat afraid and you can't control the outcome as well as you'd like. And I think that I purposefully put myself in that situation just, yeah, I wanted to feel brave again. Yeah. I think that's it, yeah. Yeah, so I get to, you know, there's a very special feeling where leading up to a line, you worry and it makes your stomach go in knots, and then you cross a threshold, and you know you kind of become something special, you know, like you can become something much greater, you know, and that feeling I miss, yeah, and I know that I'm going to have that with you, yeah. So I think that that's why it was easy for me, because I felt that I could touch something that I missed. Yeah. Yeah.
Phil, let me ask you, you fit into a band of boxing at the moment that hardcore boxing fans, some of them don't agree with. They only see legitimate boxers.
And they have the absolute right to have their opinion.
But what I will say is, if you're going to compare yourself with someone, let's talk about the person everyone's talking about at the moment in Jake Paul. You have fought in your last two fights, Stephen Ward and Simon Vallily, two legitimate, well-known boxers from the UK and Ireland. So in that respect, you've done that part of it, of getting in there with a boxer. So where do you put Devon Larratt? Do you put him as you coming down because he's not the cliche boxer, or are you putting this in a different category because of his size and strength?
You know what? Even though I'm very confident with a win on Saturday, I never at the same time underestimate my opponents. I'm gonna go in there and do my best, absolutely best, because I know he will. I know he's a warrior. He's gonna go in and do his best. If I'm not there 100%, I can be knocked down, and that's gonna be painful. And I'm not gonna let that happen. So I'm not gonna go in there thinking, oh, Devon only had 5 weeks. I'm gonna show this guy respect, and I'm gonna be prepared to war.
Devon, when you've watched Thor's fights, which I'm assuming you have done with Stephen Ward and Simon Vallily, we know it's not your forte in boxing, but from what you've watched, what have you assessed from what you've watched in those two fights in particular?
Well, to me, there's a clear difference in skill between Thor's previous opponents and himself. You know, Thor's fighting what seems to me to be high-level professionals who, you know, somewhat carried the fight, but Thor has continued to improve and evolve, and you can see it from his first fight to his second fight to even the footage that he's releasing now. The way Thor moves, you know, you can see a progression for sure. But there's a part of me that doesn't really believe that. It looked more like sparring to me than it did a real fight, in my honest opinion.
Your response to that?
Well, the first two fights were exhibition, so it's more like a sparring than a real fight. So I agree on that.
But we use this term exhibition. We saw what happened to Evander Holyfield in an exhibition from the weekend. So it's not always, I know it's labelled as an exhibition, but you're still going through the training, and we're
still punching, and anyone can get hit hard. So exhibition or not, people can still get knocked out.
When you have this fight with Eddie looming, and it should have happened by now, obviously we wish Eddie still a speedy recovery as he kind of comes through that process. But for you, and I was asked from a strongman guy today that I don't know his name. We were talking, and he said he was concerned for you because he said, "What happens if you lose to Devon on Saturday? What does that do for the fight that you really want against Eddie?"
I'm focusing on this fight right now, and we can talk about me losing or whatever. That's option is just not in my head. You can ask me those kind of questions. I just don't have the answer for you there because that's not in my head. I only see the win.
When you hear Thor, I'm not going to say talk sarcastically or a little bit tongue-in-cheek because
I'm very confident.
Yes, he seems to mean what he says, but when he says that you're not going to last in there on Saturday, etc., what goes through your head? What are you thinking about?
I've been where he is right now. Sorry, I'm interrupting. I've been where you are. I've been there where I only had 5 weeks. I know how it feels. I know how much you can improve in 5 weeks. And straight up, honest opinion, I mean, this sport is difficult. This sport is hard, and you need a year at least to get into a proper boxing shape, like at least somewhat boxing shape. Devon is a brave guy for stepping into the ring with only 5 weeks notice. I don't think a lot of people would do that. A lot of people would back out 100%. 100%. I might probably have backed out, even though I'm a very stubborn guy. 5 weeks is not a lot of time.
The tale of tape would agree with Thor. He's bigger, he's taller, he's younger, he's less disabled. There's a lot of, he's got more experience. But, what does that say if I do beat you? That would be something. And that's something that I think is so exciting to me if I was able to beat you. When everything says that I shouldn't be able to. It's interesting, our backgrounds, where we are today. Yes, you've definitely had more time, but I wonder like, I've worked with a lot of different athletes over the years, and did your flexibility come back? Are you able? Oh, you can do it. How long did that take?
I actually have no idea. I just tried first now.
Oh, it's good.
No clue.
It's good. Yeah. It's interesting. Thor's very big. Sometimes that can not always work. We'll see. I think that there's a lot of opportunity that presents itself in the present. You can plan for things, but once there's a fight, all the plans go out the window, and anything can happen. And that's what I'm holding on to. I'm holding on to that.
Love it, man.
Opportunity.
Stay positive. Love it.
Devon, let me ask you: if you beat Thor on Saturday, does that mean you warrant chasing a fight with Eddie after that?
That's the whole reason I'm here. One of the reasons I'm here is because I was excited about the Eddie and Thor fight. And I think that fight goes far beyond, the skill level of the competitors. And just because one person can beat another person, I would never think that fight should ever be canceled. When that fight does happen, I plan on being there to watch still. The way I see it is this is kind of a spiritual journey for me, and I plan on probably arm wrestling like within a couple days after the fight is done. So I don't want to make any plans or commitments to future fights or anything like that at this time. I do plan on getting more into fighting as part of my regular life, probably going to MMA more than boxing exactly, but yeah.
Let's talk about the arm wrestle that you guys did do. Obviously, everyone on social media and YouTube would have seen the video, but does that have any bearing on what happens on Saturday night, Devon?
I don't think so. I think that Thor was very gracious. When we met all those years ago, Thor didn't have to come. He didn't have to. It's not something he had to do. But you know, I respected Thor for coming into my world and letting me kind of show him a little bit about the sport of arm wrestling. And I always remembered that, you know, I always remembered how open Thor was to new challenges. And, you know, I guess in a way, this is me coming back and acknowledging what he did for the sport of arm wrestling. After that video, the whole sport of arm wrestling took a big boost. And I do attribute a lot of it to Thor. I really do. So, yeah, I remember that. But whatever you do, you get better at. Everybody knows that in sport. Everybody knows that in life. If you're an expert in one field, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can cross over, you know, instantaneously. It doesn't mean that. But you certainly can benefit from the opportunity of trying. And I like to think that that was a good day for both of us.
Thor?
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, I had great time trying out arm wrestling with Devon. It was the first time that I really went against someone at his level. I mean, yeah, I was just happy to be able to, I mean, I'm just happy that I was able to get more light, get more people, you know, seeing arm wrestling. I'm actually just, I'm hearing that for the first time. It makes me happy.
Let me just pull up the rules for the weekend, because it's quite interesting actually to see this today. So, okay.
Rules in boxing.
Right. First of all, everyone needs to know, obviously, this is not an exhibition fight, which is obviously different from what you've experienced in the past.
What is the difference between an exhibition and a real fight?
Well, there's a winner.
Oh, okay, so exhibition, there's no winner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think technically there's no winner. Like, people can kind of judge between the two.
Right.
And think that,
Yeah, people can,
like,
yeah, for
Thor
sure.
But it doesn't
won,
go on your
this
record.
guy's won, but
Yeah.
I think, so six rounds of 3 minutes, which is interesting. 12-ounce gloves, no head guards, knockouts allowed. So
It's funny that they say knockouts are allowed, because like in an exhibition match, even though they don't say that, it can still it can still easily happen.
correct.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, I mean, I assume when you're boxing, I mean, how do you not?
Yeah.
Like, how would you even say no knockouts allowed? How would that even happen?
Well, like I said, it'd be more of a sparring situation where kind of you knew that it is literally.
Have you been knocked out yet in boxing?
I have not. I have not.
Yeah. Me either.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Good to know. Good to know.
Okay, well listen, before we finish, I'd like you, first of all, I'll start with you, Devon.
Yeah.
I want you not to explain to me or the people, I want you to explain to Thor why you believe you'll be victorious on Saturday night here in Dubai.
Thor, you have so many things going for you, but in the moment, there will come a time when one of us is going to have to dig extra deep. One of us might be faster, and I have a feeling that I'm going to find your chin. I see your chin right now. I know it's underneath that beard, that well-oiled, well-groomed beard of yours, but I see a bit of a target on it.
It's good to believe. It's good to believe.
Thor, same?
I'll just have it simple, you know. I've been training boxing now for a year and a half, and I've been where you are at right now. I was a beginner, and I'm still a beginner. I look at myself still as a beginner. I've been training extremely hard. I just truly believe that it takes longer than 5 weeks to be able to, I mean, let's be honest, you can't even reach your arms. Not saying that in a mean way, but how are you going to reach me?
But how did I get here, Thor? How did this happen? How is it that I have been chosen? Did they want to just give you an easy match? Or
That's a good question, because I did not pick you. I did not pick you. I was willing to fight anyone. Anyone, literally anyone. I wanted to, just between me and you, I wanted a difficult fight. I asked for Mariusz Pudzianowski, and he's someone that has a lot more experience than I have. The first 2 fights that I fought, I wanted professional guys because I wanted some experience before I fought Eddie. They picked you because they believe that you're the right guy for this. You're the right guy to bring more people to this. And they believed in you, probably more than they should have. They believed that they wanted you, and that's the reason why you are here today. That's the reason. I didn't pick you. You were picked. I didn't have anything to say about it. I didn't even want to fight you. I actually like you, but this is boxing, and this is business, and someone has to get knocked out, or someone has to lose, and it's not going to be me.
It's interesting that we've gotten here. It's interesting. Yeah. It's one of us will lose. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. What are we, 3 days away? We're 3 days away. Yeah. 3 days and a few hours. Yeah. Almost the conclusion.
Okay. Listen, Thor, Devon, appreciate your time on IFL. Don't miss this. Saturday night here in Dubai, Core Sports, pay-per-view. This is interesting. I'm finding this interesting. I feel like he's playing a game. Mr. Larratt is playing a game today.
What game would I be playing?
I feel like you're playing a game today. Yeah.
Well, a game?
Yeah.
What kind of game would I play?
I don't know. Do you agree, Thor? There's some mind games going on from Mr. Larratt?
Absolutely, he's the best in that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
I don't see what games could possibly be played. I mean, he's bigger than me. He's younger.
This is the game right now. You're contributing to the game.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yes, yeah. I can see it, yeah.
Tune in, go on to CORESPORTS.com, and yeah, this is an interesting main event on Saturday. Obviously, there's a lot of good fighters on the card as well, including Martin Bacoli and Steffi Cohen, Avril Mathy. We've got the CrossFitters, Hetner and Bridges. This is going to be some event on Saturday, so make sure, if you're not here in Dubai and you haven't got a ticket, make sure you go onto CORESPORTS.com, and yeah, let's see what happens, and we'll get a reaction from you both. Can we get a handshake?
How big are your hands, Thor? Let's see. Oh,
same size.
Very close. Very close.
Can we get a normal handshake between the two of you?
Is this a normal handshake for him because he's our
Hey, thank you, Thor.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait. Seriously, it's for me. This is like such an amazing gift, to my life. To be able to fight Thor. I think it's so cool. Like it scares me, but at the same time, it's so exciting because I know that I'm gonna be just.
It's an awesome feeling, huh?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's one of those feelings that you should seek out in your life. That's what I really believe. I think that moments like what we get to feel on Saturday night, you get to hold on to those for a very long time. And I get to share that with you. Yeah. For my first professional boxing fight that is not an exhibition whatsoever. Right? And then your next, KUGAN. Me and you.
Yeah, no problem. This guy's an art, the art of mind games. He's absolutely manoeuvred it. And he might not even realise it yet. Thank you for watching Saturday night here in Dubai, live on Core Sports pay-per-view. Tune in. Thank you very much.